All right, welcome everyone to our Datamart Ask the Experts webinar. Today the topic is ShoreTel Connect. My name is David St. Clair from Datamart. ShoreTel Connect, the future of ShoreTel software. ShoreTel Connect is the latest version of ShoreTel software and is the next step past version 14.2. ShoreTel Connect moves away from version numbers and instead utilizes release dates to identify the build of Connect software. While migrating to ShoreTel Connect is not required, all new software development will be done on ShoreTel Connect moving forward. Version 14.2 will continue to be supported, although no new features will be added. As Microsoft continues to release new desktop and server OS versions, only ShoreTel Connect will continue to be updated in conjunction with Microsoft. This will be a primary driver for moving to Connect over time. Another primary driver will be the addition of new features and capabilities in ShoreTel Connect, which we will review during this webinar. ShoreTel Connect, how to migrate. Customers running version 14.2 or earlier software can migrate to ShoreTel Connect as long as a support contract is active. Since each system is somewhat unique, please contact Datamart to assess and discuss the particulars of the migrations in a meeting or call. Next, we're going to review the architecture available with ShoreTel Connect. Here we have an on-site system with physical appliances, which are the ShoreGear voice switches, which provide dial tone to the phones. We also have our on-premise servers, the DVS servers, the headquarters server hosting director. We have a virtual mobility router and a collaboration server. We can see contact center can be part of this system. We can have call recording, CDR and reporting, third-party integrations, all managed via the director management interface. In this slide, we have the same on-site system in ShoreTel Connect, but now running a completely virtual environment. And this virtual environment can exist today in VMware, where every single appliance and server is virtualized. Here we can see we do have a new appliance called an Edge Gateway, which I'll get to in a minute on another slide. We have virtual phone, virtual trunk switch. We have SIP trunks coming into the trunk switch, and we have the same set of capabilities and features, again, all in a completely virtualized environment utilizing VMware. The main benefit to doing this is to leverage existing investment in VMware and then migrating all the ShoreTel physical appliances over to that environment, which also saves physical space, power, and a few other considerations there. Next slide, this is going to review our set of ShoreTel voice switches that you all should be familiar with, such as the ShoreGear 30, ShoreGear 50, ShoreGear 90. Of course, we have our 220 T1 and T1K when we need to bring in PRIs, and we have our 24A for analog connections. So the next slide, I'm going to talk about the new generation of ShoreTel switches called the ST model voice switches, where the previous generation was SG. So what ShoreTel has done is kept the same exact form factor, although now added processor capability and better memory and that type of enhancement to provide more flexibility and performance, as well as higher density and better supportability. So as we can see, there's many benefits listed here. I'll call out a few of these that are important. First, there's no more IP resource trade-offs. So the ST100A can manage 100 IP phones regardless of how many analog connections you have going into the switch. There's no more on-demand make-me conference ports required to do an 8-way conference. So conferencing is built in up to 8-way on the switch itself, which is great. You can have 50% more hunt groups on a switch if you're intensive with hunt groups. More analog ports, a new paging output, of course higher density with, there's a 500 port IP switch. There's now a dual T1 switch that can also do 60 SIP trunks on one switch. And there's a 48 port analog switch now. In terms of supportability, you can now run 2-stage upgrades on these switches where it pushes out the firmware first before it goes down and reboots. And then you can trigger the rebooting and upgrade at a convenient time to minimize downtime. And there's some enhanced logging tools. You can have a USB port for extended logging. Next new feature is the Linux DVS. So this is going to be an option to have a DVS virtualized using an OVA image within VMware or Hyper-V. So this Linux DVS is going to have feature parity with the Windows DVS, so no loss in capabilities. It's more of an appliance model. So of course now there's no need to have a Windows OS running on the server, and there's automated upgrades, so there's no need to manage that extra set of Windows capabilities and issues. You can mix and match, so it's seamless interoperability with a Windows DVS. So you can slowly migrate to the Linux DVS architecture, or you can simply create a new Linux DVS and keep all the rest as they are running in Windows. Next is the ShoreTel Connect Edge Gateway. So ShoreTel Connect allows for the creation of a virtual Edge Gateway appliance utilizing VMware. This new Edge Gateway allows for users with the appropriate remote phone license, approximately $150 one-time license per user cost, to connect remotely over the internet without a third-party VPN connection or without the existing VPN concentrator unit. For customers with an existing VPN concentrator, a promotion is available to move from the VPN concentrator to the Edge Gateway after upgrading to Connect. So please contact your Datamart salesperson if you have a VPN concentrator to learn more about that promotion. The Edge Gateway itself is no cost from ShoreTel, but does require VMware. Existing VPN concentrators will continue to run in Connect, although converting to the Edge Gateway is strongly recommended due to improved performance. The Connect client with softphone can connect without a third-party VPN using the Edge Gateway. 400 series phones can connect directly to the Edge Gateway over the internet. Keep in mind that all connections through the Edge Gateway are secure and encrypted utilizing the RAST protocol. So of course that's very important anytime we're sending phone traffic over the open internet, to make sure that it is both a secure connection back into your system through the Edge Gateway, and that traffic is going to be encrypted. Next new feature, there is a new management interface. So ShoreTel Director has been enhanced a little bit here. We have extended browser support. So I know many of our customers have been asking for this for quite some time now. You can now run ShoreTel Director using the Chrome browser or Firefox, which is a nice capability. They've redesigned the user interface, so the menu on the left, parameters at the top, and details and edits are on the bottom. So when you actually are making changes to a group of users, the changes can be made quite a bit quicker than they could in the past, because you can go to a user and change a setting and not lose track of the list of users and just quickly switch over to another user without refreshing the entire screen. There's a search capability, so you can just type in something like codec or workgroup, go right to that part of the director without searching through the menu and trying to find it. And it's a little more user-friendly, resulting in even faster management, and administrators will have an easier time in making changes. Next slide, I do want to mention there is a new Connect Contact Center. This is only going to apply to our ECC customers. The workgroup capability carries forward into Connect, no change on that. But if you have ECC, keep in mind that your ECC is going to have to be upgraded to Connect Contact Center at the same time as the base system is upgraded to Connect. There is an updated Contact Center agent interface, which I've shown here on the right. I'm not going to go into depth on that, but again, if you do have ECC, please contact Datamart, and we'd be glad to set up a deeper dive into what exactly that entails and help plan out how the migration to Connect might look. Next, let's talk about the Connect user experience. So ShoreTel has updated the user experience from 14.2, including a new desktop client and a new series of phones, although some of you may already have the phones because they do work in 14.2 as well. So here are our ShoreTel IP telephones, the 400 series. On the left, we have the IP420, the right IP480. So these have been designed to have a sleek and modern look. They do maintain the distinctive ShoreTel characteristics. So we have the same soft keys below the screen. We have the same call appearance buttons on the left and right of the display. We have the same fixed buttons on the bottom right of the IP480 phone versus the 230 phone, where we have voicemail and directory, transfer, conference, hold on the right-hand side of the phone as a fixed button. So you'll find that if you are moving from an older phone series, or you have a mix of the 200 and 400 series, that again the usability is very similar, although again the look and feel has been updated. Also, the IP420 is very small form factor, so it's great if you really don't have a lot of desk space, or you don't use the phone heavily throughout the day, or you rely on desktop software to control your phone. That can be a great option. And they're all available in gigabit if needed. Next slide, we talk about the Connect 400 series button boxes, which are shown here on the right. Keep in mind that these do only work with the 485G phone shown here, which is the color version of the 480. So you do need that phone, and then the button boxes can attach up to 4 button boxes. But keep in mind that each button box now can have up to 96 total buttons, because each button box has 4 pages to it now. As you can see, there's 1 through 4 buttons on the bottom of the button box. So by selecting a page, that will bring up a new set of 24 buttons in order to extend the capability even further on these to monitor more and more extensions if you need to. Of course, the older button box will carry forward into Connect, so no need to replace, but this might be a good way if you need to add new button boxes to move to the newer generation. Next is the new Connect client. So this is one of the biggest differences in moving from 14.2 to Connect. The old communicator has been replaced by the new Connect client. So this is shown here. There's no loss in functionality moving from the communicator to Connect client. It's more of a different look and feel, and everything has been more consolidated into the single interface of the client, and there's no more windows that split out. But you can still do everything that you need to do. We do gain something called personal history, where you can look at your history with each individual contact or phone number over time. Next new feature, there are new integrations available in Connect. So I'll highlight a couple of the more important ones here. There's the connected telephony from Microsoft, or the Skype for Business integration. So access to ShoreTel Connect telephony within Skype for Business clients Connect telephony from Microsoft is the easiest way to add reliable business communications to your existing Skype for Business clients. Access rich PBX features from the ShoreTel Connect dashboard that is fused to the Microsoft client. So this basically allows you to utilize Skype for Business as your primary unified communications tool on the desktop for IM and video and otherwise, but keep the ShoreTel phone and dial tone in the great architecture of the ShoreTel system. Keep that running in conjunction by adding a little toolbar onto your Skype client to control your phone and do all the things you need to do in terms of phone calls. Next integration is the ShoreTel Connect for Google Chrome browser. So you can save time and eliminate duplicate work with Connect for Chrome browser. Connect for Chrome browser delivers a seamless unified communications experience between ShoreTel Connect, Google G Suite, and Google Chrome. View your contacts as presents, join a ShoreTel conference bridge, and place and accept calls directly from the Chrome web browser. Next, I want to mention the ShoreTel Connect platform, how it has a single software platform but 3 deployment models available. So most of you on this webinar today are going to be running the ShoreTel on-site system, where you maintain and control the system yourselves, along with Datamart and ShoreTel's support. Or the new model is the ShoreTel Connect Cloud model, where ShoreTel runs the software in their data center. They provide the carrier services along with that, and it's a fully hosted UCaaS or Unified Communications as a Service solution. So combining both of them is the ShoreTel Connect hybrid solution, where you maintain your on-site system, but you add cloud endpoints for remote workers or small offices, and then you create a SIP link between the two for 4-digit dialing. So here we have, again, about the hybrid, where ShoreTel Connect introduces the capability to add the ShoreTel cloud endpoints to your on-site system and then build that hybrid SIP link between your on-premise system and the new cloud users, enabling 4-digit dialing between the sets of users. Again, of course, ShoreTel Connect is also available in a pure cloud offering for those of you thinking about converting over to cloud altogether and getting rid of the PSTN connections that you have in your on-premise system. I do want to point out, ShoreTel has announced end of life for some hardware along with ShoreTel Connect. So the full width ShoreTel switches, except for the SG24A, are expected end of life end of calendar year 2017. Also, the VPN concentrator is expected end of life in June of 2018. I want to point out that end of life means that the switches will not be compatible with the latest ShoreTel Connect software builds at that time. The switches will continue to work with existing 14.2 or earlier and Connect builds until the end of the year. Please contact your Datamart salesperson for more information about this. So I want to thank everyone for attending this webinar. Have a great day.